Welcome back to another episode of the Video Marketing Podcast. And today we're going to be talking about social media, DIY or hire out, and what's the difference between the two. So with me today, I've got Colin Lyons from Lyons Landscaping. Colin, thanks for joining me on the show.
Thanks for having me. This is fantastic.
Cool. So my first big question before we get into talking about whether to do social media yourself, whether to hire parts of it out to other people, is really, I think the biggest question a lot of business people that haven't done a lot of social media have is it even worth doing social media? Does social media work? Does it get business? What do you think?
100%.
Okay, how so? How does it bring business in?
Well, it depends how you use it and what you're using it for, whether it's a direct call to action or whether you're just building a brand. Or whether you just want to get some more exposure and build a tribe that you can actually pull from later on. It's getting people talking about your business. It's getting people remembering your business name so that they can recall to it. You can recall to them. You really want to have social media going for you in some form or another. Absolutely, Peter.
Okay, but speaking to the skeptics out there, because I know there are a lot of type A business personality business people that are tired of what they have heard for years from traditional media sources saying, hey, it's about brand awareness, it's about building awareness, which quite often is a cop-out in some ways to not be held accountable and not get results. So if we're looking at social media as an active, purposeful marketing platform, does it really bring in business? Can you say that you have generated business from your efforts in social media?
Absolutely. I mean, Facebook's been phenomenal. You can actually track and see how many people like, how many people share, what the follow is, how many views you get. Now I just did, what's that, Facebook Live? Yeah, Facebook Live, right? And I did that for the first time yesterday in Grow a Row. And it actually caught me by surprise. I played around trying to get Facebook Live working right, of course, because I didn't know what to do. So just bam, we hit this, and Rick Kurzak and I are going at this. And you're trying to hold the phone so you can video yourself to do the Facebook Live thing, and all these blue dots started flying across the thing, and I'm like, what's going on here? Whoa. Well, those are all likes.
And those
already.
Are all live.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
It was just like, this is going off right now. So the power of social media is 100% great for your business because it builds that awareness, and people want to see you socially. Mm-hmm. People buy stories and they buy emotion. Products are sort of a secondary buy. If I'm going to go buy this landscape per se, mm-hmm. am I going to buy it for somebody that I know, mm-hmm. or am I going to phone a bunch of people that I don't know? Mm-hmm. I'm going to buy landscape from somebody that I know. Well, how do you get to know somebody? Well, hey, I've seen this guy online. I feel like I kind of know Colin Lyons already. Let's phone him. So that's how we're finding that the social media is working for us. And it's not a quick cycle. It's a longer cycle, depending on what we're selling or what mm-hmm. we're trying to promote. We launched Grow a Row community initiative yesterday with Rick, and we've got these 20 or 25 planter boxes, let's say. Yep. And we're trying to get businesses involved and to support the community. Mm-hmm. So our plan is to get businesses to sponsor a vegetable box, a bed.
So you launched this yesterday?
We didn't even plan on the launch yesterday. We were just planning on filming yesterday, and we said, well, let's just try Facebook Live here. Have you done it before? He said, no. I said, well, I've never done it before, so let's just do it. So we threw this thing out there yesterday. I'm prepared for what was going to come. Between 3:30 or 4 p.m. when we launched to 9 o'clock last night, we had 6 businesses say, I'm in.
That's awesome.
And
so there's the proof right there. I mean,
so there's Rick and I emailing back and forth, okay, what are we going to do? How are we going to do this? Because we didn't think this far ahead yet, which was the exciting part. So it was an extreme pre-launch. Like, we're going to do this. We're doing this. We've got the plan. We've got the layout. We've put the first 2 beds in. That's what we were filming yesterday. And it turned into this, well, let's have some fun with it. Let's just sort of throw a teaser out there. Well, the teaser video, Facebook Live, works so well. I think right now it's been shared 19 times. I have no idea how many each page has been liked. I know two of the pages, one page has been liked 200 times, another one has been liked 70 times. I quit looking at that point, and I'm just like, wow, this is... And when we got 6 businesses personally send me a message, and one in person say I'm in.
That's awesome.
And I said, well, it's, maybe give me $2,500. I don't care. I'm in. It's a great program. I want to be a part of your program.
Okay.
So it works.
So this takes me to a different question, though. One of the reasons I asked you to come on the show is you exemplify a business person that is always on the go. You are so freaking busy. You've got several businesses. The biggest one, the one that everybody knows, is Lions Landscaping. You've got, over 100 employees. It's go, 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 go. You've got so much to do, but you still manage to do the social media yourself. What do you say to the business person that says, the reason I'm not doing social media, I just don't have time for it? How do you find the time to do it all?
You don't find it, you make it. You make the time to do it all.
So tell me more about that. Like, what do you mean by you make the time to do it?
Well, of course, I've got Alan in my office that does our marketing and our posting and manages our Facebook and our Instagram and does our electronic signs. So him and I, we sort of plan together what we're going to do, and then at different times, like he'll do his standard, posts and his standard stuff when he has time. And then I like to jump in because, it's people will get from us if they know us. Mm-hmm. If they don't know us, we can't get hired. Mm-hmm. So I make the time to try to be social so people can kind of get to know me, because the more people you get to know, the busier your business is going to be and the better it's going to go. And then people will buy from you, a small business person like myself, more so if they know us than they don't. And for the do-it-yourself comment, it's very important because you need to have a hand in your marketing because it's your message.
I think probably the analogy that I've heard in the past and that I've used in the past that I like the best is the whole idea of asking the question, would you say, you know what, I'm going to hire a surrogate to come in and be a better husband to my to my wife because I can't be bothered. I don't have enough time to spend with her. I'm going to get another guy to come in and be a better husband for her and manage that for me. Or I'm going to get another guy to come in and be a father to my kids because I don't have time for that stuff. Right? The relationships on your social media are the same thing. No one's going to look after those relationships for you like you are. It's ridiculous to get somebody else to do it. Would you say?
I think everybody's business challenges in that marketing and social media are a little bit different. And I think in a standard practice, you have to have somebody look after something. Like I've got Alan. Mm-hmm. He looks after the bones of what we're doing. And then I like to make sure that people see me and get my message and my feeling. When I built Lions Landscaping, I put my name on the door, so they're expecting to see me in some form or another. Mm-hmm. And I think that this is how I get that message across, is through some social media, doing some of it myself. Mm-hmm. I've made myself enjoy it. I didn't like it in the beginning, but then I've grown to say, no, you need to do this. This is how you're going to grow your company, because we build some excellent value. How do we add more value to people? Well, we got to be able to work for them. But I think if you take a marketing company that's going to do some social media for you, I think you still need to have a hand in that because they don't have the same emotion.
Right.
Getting your emotion and your feeling across to your service provider and then having them reproduce that, I think that's where things get lost, is the people that you've hired have to have your same passion, have to know your business, and have to have that energy and that involvement in what you're doing. That interest into what you're doing, because if they don't have that interest in what you're doing, the message is lost before you even get started. Mm-hmm. So you really have to pick a company that's going to complement what you're doing if that's the route you're going to choose. We choose to do it ourselves because I enjoy it, And I've actually happened to have a great team member that also enjoys it and went to the university for it and has learned a lot along the way and has brought a lot to the table along the way. So it's almost like having my own company within a company. Mm-hmm. So,
do you think that? I think you've already kind of said this in a different way, but you put yourself out there in a very personal way. You allow yourself to be pretty vulnerable with everybody. What about the people that have a hard time doing that are not as comfortable in their skin as you are?
So that's an interesting question, because you look at the people that are on that, and the people that have a hard time doing that, right? They're own a business, so they're entrepreneurial. Mm-hmm. So they've already got a little bit of uncomfortableness going on because that's what they enjoy. Otherwise, why would somebody go run a business and take all this risk on and just roll the dice with it when you could just go to work for somebody and turn the clock off at 5 o'clock and you got a paycheck coming?
Right.
So those people that are nervous about doing that need to get right fucking uncomfortable, because you need to do stuff that you don't normally do because you need to build your business, and getting uncomfortably socially, telling your story. You know, people want to hear your story. So it's going to make them buy from you, or make them excited to talk to you at least anyways, or engage. Maybe not buy right away, but they're going to engage with you. But if you don't get your emotion out there, and if you don't get a little bit uncomfortable, people like to see that. They want to see that you're real. Mm-hmm. And if you want your business to have that strong message, you need to let people know what that is. So I think it's the most important thing to do is get uncomfortable. And if you're comfortable and you're not good being uncomfortable, then you better have somebody on your team that's good at that has your message, that has your purpose, that has your why, and can portray that to everybody that you want to do business with. It's an important part of your business.
I know that a lot of people, when they look at social media, they talk about the number of likes that they get and that type of thing. But it strikes me that it's not really about likes. It's not really about subscribers. It's about the engagement that you're having with people. Do you find you get a lot of engagement with your social media?
Yeah. Before Alan started working on it full time, and before the two of us started working at it, you know, we had very little engagement on Facebook. Now, to our corporate page, I'm not sure what Alan gets to his personal page with this, but we'll get 2 or 3 questions or comments a day now. So we've graduated from 0 to 2 or 3 in a day, and it's taken us 6 months to a year to do this. And we don't do this full time. This is just an add-on to really play with Facebook to see how it's working. Mm-hmm.
I mean, in that live launch yesterday, there were several discussion threads going back and forth, and people making comments and that type of thing. There was a lot of engagement happening there rather than just likes.
Yeah, you know, in under 24 hours, there on the one video before it got shared, it's got 100 plus comment discussion back and forth. We really hit the mark of what resonates with people. Mm-hmm. And it's our businesses are doing good for the community, and right. That's what we want to do. You know, like I said, we take from the community, we want to give back, and that's what people want to see, is that we're a heartfelt business. We do care. We care about our community, and that's what we're doing in this, is not to make money with this. We're doing it to give back and get the community stronger and get the community together. And we really found out that if there's that many likes and there was that many comments, well, we hit a home run with what people were really looking for. I haven't seen anything on Facebook like that around here before, so it was a really interesting thing for us to launch that and get that kind of feedback, that immediate. Mm-hmm.
And which one are you talking about specifically? The grower row?
The grower row.
Okay.
You know, that was a phenomenal.
And then last month you did the fireworks thing, and you had a lot of social media uptake on the fireworks event that you guys held out at Lions Landscaping.
Yeah, that was a phenomenal update. But we only launched to the public via Facebook. The year before we had 240 people at our event, and this year we had 2,500.
10 times.
10 times.
And all it
just
was Facebook.
That's it. Just Facebook. One post, and it got shared, and it went viral. I mean, of course, it was free.
Yep.
It was for the community. We're doing something good for the community. You know, our charity, or the place that we wanted to make a difference for, was a food bank. And it was just all good things, a free event to our customers. And if you weren't a customer, that's okay. You know, it was a free event to the community. So, and it went off. It was really exciting to see that grow and get shared. I think it got shared 56 times.
There was a lot of shares. But what I really loved about it was the fact everybody was asking questions. I saw questions being asked all the time.
Yeah.
When does it start? Where is it? Where can I park? Like, people were really, they all wanted to come out. Oh, I didn't know this was happening. Can we dress up? Can we, all this kind of stuff.
I didn't even know half of what was going on. And the questions and everything were getting fired. You could tell people were so fired up about it. A free event counts as having, we're coming. Let's not read about it.
Yeah.
Let's just ask a question and get online socially. So they were so excited to engage on social media that they forgot that I know how to read, and I could have read
all the information
on there.
Yeah.
But they were so excited to get on social media and get social about it that they just fired off questions on social media without going back to one of the things that, let's go back and let's read the directions. You know what I mean? So they didn't read the directions. They were just, let's get engaged right away. Boom. And they were just on their typewriters going. And so you're doing something good when you've passed that stage, and you get somebody engaging immediately instead of going back. Maybe I should read this before I send that question. No, there was none of that. I'm engaging now. So
it strikes me that there's another underlying strategy here, Colin. I think it's a strategy that a lot of business people kind of miss, but I find that you have gotten to be a bit of a master at this, and that's mastering the joint venture. I see over the last couple of years, you leverage social media a lot to find ways to do things with other businesses, and it seems to me, from the outside looking in, that a lot of those relationships that you're jointly promoting with and joint venturing with on social media end up evolving into business relationships that bring you in more customers.
100%. They have to be like-minded. They have to have some really good core values. They have to align with our core values. They have to have similar customers, clients. They have to have a similar tribe or following, so to speak. We really, I mean, our partnership with Home Hardware in this Grow Row event is amazing. I mean, an amazing community member, Rick Herzak, and I and we as a team like to do amazing things for our community as much as we can, and he's an exemplary example of that. Why not partner with him and we get to share our, I think they call it tribes or whatever, but you share your people and you share your event, and the good that you're doing, it has that 10x factor, and it just really goes crazy, and the good that comes from it full circle is beneficial for everybody, including the people that are on the outside just looking in. They know something good is going on. I seen one post today just before I came in here, and it was like, I'm so proud to call myself a Kamloopsian when I see stuff like this. Now, I'm not sure where this person is living now, but to see that, it's, you're moving the ball in the right direction.
Yeah, you're hitting an emotional mark.
100%. And the joint ventures, when you put like-minded individuals and businesses together, the energy behind something to make sure that you actually succeed is 10 times more powerful. You actually succeed sooner, probably quicker. I mean, our prime
You feel more accountable? Is that why? Or what is it that makes you succeed quicker when you're joint venturing?
Not when you're joint venturing, but when you do a joint venture and it goes off, and it's like our event last night. It's like, holy man, we got to get a bit of a plan together here where how we're going to accept all this now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had a strategy, a battle plan together for how we were going to get some volunteers and, you know, how we're going to deal with all that. And it's like, okay, we want businesses to get involved. Well, we've got 6 businesses that want to get involved right now. We better have a talking paper. We better have something for them to have a look at, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it happened so quick. So, and it came from the energy from Home Hardware, from, you know, Rick and Sean and Brian and Ryan and all those guys over there, and then our team working together. It's just positive energy creates positive things. And I think that's where that really comes from, is what makes that extra difference. It does hold you more accountable because it forces you to deal with things sooner.
Mm-hmm.
So the more energy you put behind something, the sooner you better be prepared to handle the success of your launch. So yeah, did that kind of answer?
Yeah. I want to talk just a second about targeting. First of all, the types of things that you're posting on social media. What's working? What doesn't work as well? So, you know, is it just posting text? Hey, I'm doing this. Is it a picture? Is it video? What do you find gets the best response and the most interaction from people with regards to the content that you're posting?
Well, yesterday was a prime example of the most successful thing that we've ever done. It hit the hallmark for doing something good for your community.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving back. It's brand new.
Mm-hmm.
It's innovative, and it's going to be successful because everybody told us it is in the last 24 hours. The energy that come from it. So,
do you think that doing it in video in part played into it?
100%. You know what? We're humans,
Mm-hmm.
and you've watched us get lazier. We don't per se read or want to read too much. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I look at myself and I found myself, if there's a video to watch and somebody's talking, bam, done. But if I got to do some work and get out of my little comfy zone and just go, okay, I got to read. Well, nowadays I got to get my glasses, right? And it's like, okay, I got to read this, or would I rather watch it because it's more engaging because I can see the emotion of the person.
Yep.
Which plays to my heartstrings more so. And
You get a feeling whether you could really trust that person.
I got to know that person.
Whether you like that person's personality, that type of thing.
Yeah. Like, you know what? You watch these, we all got our mentors and such, and you watch them. Would you rather read a book about them, or would you rather watch them speak to an audience or to you? And you're going to get way more out of that because you're accepting information in 2 forms, you know, visual, audio, and it resonates way more with you. When
Mm-hmm.
you read a book, you got to draw that emotion out yourself from how it's written.
Right.
So going back to text or picture or video, I mean, video is 100% better than anything else. The next thing down that we'll post is a picture with text.
Mm-hmm.
We don't post text anymore. Nobody reads it.
Yeah.
If you don't have a picture there, people want to see something. So if they see something, they'll read it. But our least amount of engagement is when we just write something on Facebook, and it could be a simple little paragraph, like 2 sentences, and it'll get 15, 20, 30 likes maybe. When we put up a video, it gets shared, it gets shouted out, it gets comments. And I think we get probably 15 or 30 likes on Facebook now, only because we started to develop our own our following.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've got a little tribe out there, and they'll like our stuff because they like what we're doing anyway, so they're going to read it. But if you're starting out, you need a picture to describe what you're trying to get across, or something that hits somebody's one of your emotions,
Right.
and then they'll read it.
Okay, so how do you decide? Like yesterday, you guys did the Facebook Live video, obviously with your cell phone, and you've done other videos and stuff like that with your GoPros and DSLRs. How do you decide what out of the social media and the video and all of that to do yourself, and then what to hire a company to do something professionally for you, like Mastermind Studios? How do you make the decision what to do yourself and what to hire out for?
So when we want a message that's going to really show different levels of where we're at. So if we're looking for clients, either out of town before they get here, to research and see who would I hire as a landscaper, or what company do I want to deal with when I get there. I need to get to know somebody. So that message needs to be crisp and clean and clear and be the highest level quality. And that's why we work with you guys, is because you make our message beautiful. And the message is clear. The footage is amazing. It's so strong. It's just smooth. You make us look better. So when we play with ourselves and we do Facebook Live, or we do a simple little video ourselves, it's no different. It's more real time, the here now. And that's when we decide to do. If we're going to do a launch video of like a testimonial, you've done some testimonials for us, right? And if we had to put those testimonials together on video, it would have been fine. It would have been okay. But you got to polish the turd. So that's where you come in, is you put polish on it and you make it beautiful, and you make it more engaging than just the real-time stuff. You make it so that people want to watch it again. Right. And
it really resonates, gets more of an emotion out of them.
Yeah, you capture it. I mean, the film, the movement, the slowness. You've had methodical thought. You've had some time to prepare. And when we want to run a video like that, it's really methodical about who we are. And we have somebody else talking about us, like a testimonial, or one of our team members talking about it. We want you guys doing that footage.
So I guess
we're playing in business.
Is it fair to say that when you're looking to really showcase something that needs to look really good, that needs to present something very professionally to a client or potential client, use professional, when you're looking to convey what you guys are like to work with and deal with from a social perspective, that's when you really just use, like film it yourself, Facebook Live, whatever, that type of thing. Getting personality and social experience across.
Yeah, and you know what? It's sort of almost two simple things. When we're doing something, it's like we're playing. We're having fun with our people, our clients, or we're doing some fun stuff, and trying to engage people and show that we're real, and it's just simple and natural, and it's just real time. But we want a strong message to come across about our corporate values and what we are about. We want that to look as clean and crisp and as tight as possible. We want some serious polish on that so that we can really repurpose that. When we film stuff ourselves, it's sort of a one-off, bam, that just sort of goes down the Facebook line or Instagram or on your website, or a YouTube channel. These things just sort of get pushed down and they become old stuff, and you become better at what you're doing. And that's a good point right there. We used to play around with sort of Mickey Mouse it together and try to do it. The first video we did with you, it was like, there's a difference. And it's amazing. And it's beautiful. And I want to watch it again. Right? The other videos that we're producing, oh, okay, right on. They're having fun. That's cool. It's a really fun company. I mean, I love Alan. Look at his hair today. He's cute. Whatever. Right on. Next video. You know what I mean?
Right.
Whereas the ones that you make, they make you want to watch it again.
Okay, thank you. That's great to hear. What about some of the back end, like target marketing with Facebook? Have you guys done any of that kind of stuff?
Which one?
Like demographic marketing, targeting ads to specific groups of people rather than just the people that you're already connected to?
No, we're playing with Facebook right now. We're kids.
Yep.
We're at school, and we're going to sort of like speak and spell, learn as you go. And we haven't hit no super target, well, unless Alan has. I mean, Alan's educated, I'm not. So maybe he's probably done that in some instances to try and hit a target market. But I think for myself, it's more of just awareness.
Gotcha.
Facebook is awareness. Even though we have clients that buy from Facebook, we probably get, 4 or 5 leads a week off Facebook. And whether
how are those generated? Like, I noticed sometimes you post to some of the classified pages and groups in Facebook.
Yeah.
Is it that kind of stuff, or is it? How do the leads come in off Facebook? What are they coming in with respect to, or with regards to?
They'll come in like landscape projects.
Yep.
Or do you guys have this kind of a tree? Or, are you guys open? I want to come in and pick up some topsoil.
And that's all just coming right in off your Facebook.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow. So nobody's going to the yellow pages anymore.
What is that?
So it's kind of funny. I mean, we went from complete offline advertising decades ago to the standard Google search, and you have to have a website. Now it sounds like you have to have social media, because a lot of the business is shifting over to that relationship side of the equation.
Well, it's like you get to know somebody before you buy from them. I mean, I would rather hire somebody that I feel like I know already.
Yep.
So if
you're not just shopping for the product, you're shopping for the right person to deal with.
Yeah.
Their knowledge, their support.
Their emotion, are they into what they're selling? Is it relevant to what I'm doing?
Do they care about me as a customer?
Yeah, and what's their values? And you can tell that from a lot of videos that go on. And that's probably where we were talking earlier about uncomfortable or comfortable, or telling when somebody is a little uncomfortable. Well, after you do 10 videos, you're going to get a lot more comfy. The biggest one is get started. But you really want to buy from somebody that you know. Because there's that level of trust there already, because you feel like you know that person.
Right.
And with us, there's no hiding. So going back to saying we've made ourselves vulnerable, we're super vulnerable. Screw up on Facebook.
It's there permanently.
I fucking dare you. And well, not even just it'll come back to you because you'll get called out. Because I can sit at home and call you out in 5 seconds.
Have you had any postings, any things that you guys have done backfire on you?
Well, let's talk about the fireworks event.
Okay.
Right? So we thought we did a good job, which I really think we did. I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
Props to my team, because they nailed it.
Yeah.
But we had a comment on Facebook. And I didn't even know about it. I haven't even heard about it or seen it, so I shouldn't speak to it per se directly.
I saw the comment.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, there you go. So somebody didn't do enough reading or research and just, kind of thrashed us, from what I've heard. And, Alan came to me and said, well, how do I answer that? And I'm like, you don't. Let your tribe do it. Let your people do it. Let your team do it. Let your following do it. And he did, and everybody else took care of that person that thundered us socially.
I mean, there's going to be haters. There's going to be trolls out there. Let your supporters deal with that situation themselves, and don't take it down. Leave it there, because it's good.
Well, you know what? It shows you're real, and if you do good things will happen to you. And if you say what you do and do what you say, and if you got people that are following you, you develop your following of people that really like what you're doing, business-wise, community-wise, whatever-wise, but they follow you, so they're interested in what you're doing, they'll take care of you. But you don't let them down. So when something bad does happen, or if it does happen, you got to push it down. You got to deal with it. You got to get out in front of those things, and it holds you more accountable.
But you're not addressing them necessarily yourself.
Exactly.
You're building that following that's going to hopefully address that for you.
Absolutely. And that's our goal, is that the people that follow us are happy with what we're doing.
Yep.
And are we going to please everybody? Well, anybody that thinks they can please everybody is not paying attention to what reality is. All we can do is do our best every single day, wake up, grind, repeat, and do the best you can do. Say sorry when you got to say sorry, and say no thank you when you got to say no thank you. And if you can't deliver, all people want is you to be honest. I can't do that. I'm sorry.
So it's all about being authentic, real, honest.
Yeah.
About where you're at and just connecting to people on a real human level.
Yeah, absolutely. Be real. That's what I want to see, and that's what I want around me is realness. So that's what I search for, is people that want customer service, that want to be served, that want the real thing, that realize that we're human and we're probably going to make we make mistakes, but we're going to stand behind them and fix them up. But we're real, and this is it.
Was there a time in your business where that shift happened, where you started being more about building those relationships long term than just advertising and going for specific jobs?
Our referral rate is 86%. I know that number. So
86% of your business is referred to you?
Yes.
That's a lot.
On a contractual basis. And the reason we know that number is because we track it. And in order to get that, you might have 14 people that out of 100 that, great, that was great, good, I'm done, I don't need to talk to anybody about it, it's not that important to me. Or, you know what, I'm not 100% happy with how the process went, but they're okay. Or, you know what, we didn't get it sorted out and we fixed it and whatever. But you're going to have those clients that are impossible to please. And if you think you're not going to have those, you got another thing coming. But then you've got the other 86 out there that are beating the drum for you. And when you get that, we've always worked from the beginning for your referral, because that's our best testimonial, is your referral. And if you're going to tell your friend about us and you're the kind of client we're looking to work with, man, it's a recipe for success.
So social media just became a natural fit and another channel for you to do that down.
Yeah.
And you saw a dramatic increase when you guys did that? Like you started doing social media a couple of years ago?
Yeah, I kind of took a sabbatical after I got divorced and just kind of climbed into a hole there for a while. And our business started to slump a little bit because I wasn't paying attention to it. I wasn't telling people that I'm ready to do business, and I wasn't introducing myself so people could actually hire me, because if you don't know me or know about us, you can't hire us. So the last few years, probably 5 years, I've really started to get social, more so this year than ever. We've gotten way more social with our product and with us.
Awesome. I'll throw one more thing out there. You can pass this along to Alan.
Yeah.
And this is the case with all of our clients. But anybody that does video with us, if they want coaching and mentorship and help and support with regards to doing targeted advertising on Facebook or through YouTube pre-roll advertising or anything like that, we can definitely help with that side of the equation. We don't charge for that. That's included in the service that we provide. So you can let Alan know if he ever wants coaching on how to target specific audiences, put a particular advertisement in front of people based on their behavior, what they like, where they live, those types of things. I know that, some of the work that we've been doing with Jeremy Reed.
Yeah.
And, his videos, just from a Kamloops demographic audience, we're averaging 10,000 views over a course of 2 to 3 weeks on each video that we release for his campaign.
Yep.
There's 80,000, 90,000 people in the region, right? We're talking more than 10% of them are watching his video. within a 2 to 3 week period of time.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's targeting it, pushing it out there, getting it in front of them, not just geographically, but behaviorally as well.
Yeah, and you get I mean, it's a staggering number to hit a home run like that, and that's outstanding target penetration, like market penetration. And then you take those 80,000 people and divide that by 50%. If you take it as 80,000 people, a family of 4, well, there's 2 people in that family that aren't looking at buying a house.
Yeah,
But
well,
there's 2
yeah, well,
people that
that's
are.
it.
So
Out of the 80,000
your
people.
number gets stronger, so you're hitting 50 to 70% of the market
Yep.
on a home run, and that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal outreach in a 2 to 3 week period.
And when you think about the cost of advertising, a lot of larger businesses are used to spending, thousands of dollars for a single page ad in a newspaper or what have you, because they got to pay for all of the eyeballs that goes out to.
Yeah.
The distribution costs money, and it
Yeah.
should, right? But the beautiful thing about the targeted marketing on the internet, especially with social media, is you're only having to pay for people that actually click or engage or follow through. You're not paying for every eyeball that sees it,
Yep.
right? Makes a huge difference, and now we're talking pennies in advertising versus thousands.
Absolutely, and you know what? You do the video. You're going to spend money doing marketing.
Yep.
Why don't you have fun doing it? And it becomes that much stronger. You're going to spend the money, and it's going to go down to pennies, like you're saying. You might as well get out of going back to the do-it-yourselfers, get uncomfortable and try some of it, and just get it started and get going with it. Get your company involved. Get Mastermind Studios to get a program together for you just to get started. It's not that expensive. It's way more expensive when you don't get any customers.
Right. We were talking earlier about your advertising spend. And last year versus this year, how much you spent last year, how much you've spent this year. Tell us about that and what the difference has been.
I would, not specifically last year, but let's just say that 3-4 years ago to now, we've reduced it by 40%.
You've reduced your advertising spend by 40%.
By 40% because we're getting way more targeted with our approach. And our approach is actually working way more for us.
So you're 40% down on your expenses for advertising.
Yep.
And now versus previous years, where are you at in sales?
I think we're up 15% in sales.
So dramatic increase.
Yep.
With a significant decrease in cost.
With a reduction in cost for spend. Or like financial. We're investing a bit more time into it. I'm investing a bit more time into it. But our cost of doing marketing is going down.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. When you can really track that and go, what's working, and let's focus on that. You build a better website, you make it really searchable, and then you spend the money in the beginning on that, and you make it really mobile friendly. Well, now it becomes really searchable. It becomes easier to load. People pay attention to it more. They'll recommend it before. They'll look at your pictures more because everything flows easier. If you do something right the first time, spend a bit of extra money the first time doing it, it's way less expensive in the long run. So, of course, your marketing comes down.
Any other thoughts with regards to social media, doing it yourself, hiring out portions of it? I mean, in your case, you've actually hired someone in-house to look after, excuse my pun, the lion's share of it. But then you're jumping in as well, right? But, I mean...
You know what? It's like if you're not sure about it, definitely hire somebody because you need to be doing something.
But hire someone internally that understands the business?
You know what? You could do it yourself. You could hire somebody to do it, somebody that has a program, somebody that can make it continual. It's like saving $100 a month. You make it automatic so that it actually gets done. If you're not going to be good at things and you don't have a regimented schedule and you're not good at it, you need to automate. And typically, companies would do that for you, and then you can do a portion thereof. And if you're uncomfortable with it, you better get uncomfortable because you need to be doing it. So for the do-it-yourselfers, try stuff. Keep throwing shit at the wall until something sticks, and you're going to figure it out. But the biggest thing to do is something. It's better than nothing.
Be part of the conversation, because if you're not part of the conversation, you're not part of the consideration.
Get social, get engaged. People want to hear from you. And if you've got relevant content to them, they're going to engage with you back, or they're going to refer you. It has to add value and it has to be relevant. And if you're not doing anything, well, you already have no's before you even get going. So you might as well bang on some doors and get some more no's until you figure out you get a yes. All of a sudden this is what works, and you got to get uncomfortable to do that a little bit. And you could get uncomfortable in the form of finance, like I don't have enough money to do this. Well, that's uncomfortable too, from just going on social media. Well, you know what? Maybe you should borrow a couple grand or $1,000 and go produce an amazing video, because that's how your message gets across to people so that they can actually buy from you before they even meet you.
It's scalable. I mean, belly to belly is, in person is obviously the best way to come across to someone, but you've only got so many hours in the day. Whereas
100%.
you can be in front of that person, talking to them, they get to know you in a scalable way and do it thousands of people at a time with video.
Yeah, it's you get to repurpose it.
Yeah.
What form of, how expensive is it then? It's not that expensive at all, because now you can schedule it and you can repurpose it. And on Facebook, you can pretty much do it for free. You build a good website that's searchable, it does it for free all the time. People will find and keep looking and they can watch it again and again. You have that that video or those pictures that you get to repurpose for free in the future. It costs you first off the hop, but depending on what kind of business and what kind of video you're doing, the cost is very minimal. Very minimal.
Awesome. Any other thoughts? Any things that you've heard from other business people with regards to social media and what holds them back from doing it?
Basically, they've never done it before, so they're scared.
It's fear of the unknown.
So you can hire somebody that says they're going to do this for you, but you better make sure that it's accountable and trackable and it's relevant to what you're doing. And I've heard that, well, we had this person or that person. Get somebody good that has a track record. If you're not going to do some of it yourself, you better get somebody good that has some proven results. And if you don't have that, then you better start doing something yourself until you find somebody that does. My other thought would be is just to start tonight. If you're in business, there's no open and close time. I was up at 4 a.m. sending some emails this morning to my team, and it's like, get it off your head, get it going, and get it started. You're going to get left behind if you don't, and then you got to do it tomorrow. Well, you already have enough things to do tomorrow, so just get started doing some marketing. Get social. Get your business out there. If you got a good business and you believe and love in what you're doing, get social. Tell people about it. Show that you're into it. You're going to get more clients, more people that are actually go, oh, I like that. I like that message. I'm reading it. I'm picking it up.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me today. This is fantastic.
Thank you.
We'll do it again.
We will. And that's been another episode of the Video Marketing Podcast. See you next time. Don't forget to give us your comments below this video in the comment section down there. If this is your first time watching the Video Marketing Podcast from Mastermind Studios, don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, like us on Facebook. Every week or two, we're going to be putting out great content just like this video. And lastly, if you're interested in having your own video podcast, Don't forget that the Video Podcast Center here at Mastermind Studios has been set up to help you with exactly that, with the great support and help from the folks here at Mastermind Studios. Thank you.